Hi, welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis for today, June 16th of 2025. I'm Gio Benacourt, and this is a recording done by Vantage Markets right about an hour 10 minutes actually, prior to the US session open. All right, so what a weekend, what a Friday. We obviously have read the news regarding the tit and tat between Israel and Iran. So Israel hit several energy sources of Iran, mainly within Tehran, which is the natural gas uh, manufacturing sites and some refineries around Tehran. So our speculation that if Iran was to hit Israel, I'm sorry, that Israel was to hit a major hub of Iran, which is the Kirk Island, it didn't happen. So we want to be able to understand. Obviously, that was the effect that we were waiting for it to happen for crude oil to price to spike, but it didn't. They actually failed. Why? Because nothing major was done against that, and really, basically, we could also see the other side of the coin, which is so Trump doesn't want to obviously higher inflation, and if we do see that island, Kirk Island, being hit, most likely would have seen prices spike, so therefore inflation would have risen. So that's one key element there. Perhaps Trump was the one that decides or not don't hit that, and also the assassination plan against uh, Khamenei uh, that wasn't also approved. So therefore, we have seen a move in natural gas though. So therefore, let's take a look at what we can come in and take and speculate there will be the direction for the markets for today, for this morning. So we're seeing how the markets last week created a nice uh, volume cluster, and by that I mean that it stayed within a range, within a value uh, for 3 days in a row. So this right here, we can come and identify this as a strong level of resistance, even though on Wednesday we did have a spike, but because it was actually behind the CPI number. So today the market has actually opened gap down and it has been fluctuating to the upside. So again, we're going to use this zone as a level where obviously a lot of sellers will most likely will be sitting, and then seeing if we are able to fluctuate above that today and just break that movement to the upside. So markets are recovering, however, so that's one positive thing. So let's just go ahead and use that upper bottom band, which coincides with that swing high from last Wednesday. As far as support goes, well, the 20-day moving average of the medium of the Bollinger Band did its job as a possible, a dynamic level of support in this case. So I'm going to use a Friday swing low as a possible level of support for today's market fluctuation, and then just bring it down to a value of psychological value, 21,300, right around that level. So again, to the upside, we have 22,000 right above our level of resistance that we have held for quite a couple of days. So that will be important to see if we were to penetrate that or be able to reject that and see what will happen. So then we have the S&P 500 also moving strongly to the upside. Again, the same volume cluster being created there. So that's going to be that play. So we're going to use the upper volume band, leaving the same level of resistance that we had previously done. So again, the Friday swing low, again, the 20-day moving average. Actually, the S&P opened below the 20-day moving average or the medium of the Bollinger Bands. So 5,900 is going to be our second level of support. But again, speculating on the market will continue to move to the upside and see if we can, just bust through that volume cluster there. The Dow Jones Industrial also has the same scenario. But even though with a stronger body on Friday to the downside, again, also a gap down. However, that the movement on Friday did broke both of our levels of support. So therefore, we need to come in and find some other ones. So 42,000 psychological round value. Just one thing of psychological and psychological round value. The round value has a more stronger uh, meaning for traders at that level. Now the other psychological will be 42,800, but obviously this is round that if you, well, they're all round, but again, it's just this level is has more important. So again, looking to crawl back into climb back up. Yes, Friday's fluctuation, so the momentum is rising to the upside. So looking for buys. Then we have crude oil. Even though crude oil did open spike with a strong gap up, it was expected all of that fluctuation. Then we saw how it just tanked because again, um, the consensus or we were speculating that Israel will be hitting that island, but it did not hit that island. So since we have such a move to the downside, let's just use $68 again, psychological round value, because $70 is just right there. So we most likely will come and hit that. Let's just use that. Let's just use $70 and see if we'll do a reversal move from that psychological value. 70, then it's just 68, $2 below. As far as resistance goes, well, 76 will be the first level. And then let's just see where will it, let's use from Wednesday, actually from this swing low to where we are to that swing high to where the market actually almost open. So the golden ratio 0.618, which is if you multiply any number by this, it will give you the previous one. So that's giving us the first level of resistance in reality. So let's just use 78 extreme, which I doubt we'll be reaching that today. So let's just use that. Nat Gas is the one that had what a strong bit to the upside. What a strong gap up. So it was moved. It's really, 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 really high. Now will that come and close that? So let's see, 350, that first level, and then let's just use this level right here around this area with this wick at our second level of support. So that swing high is going to be our first level of resistance, and then 365. And this is what I mean by psychological. 365 is a psychological value. It's not a round value, but it's just a psychological. So round values will be, and in round numbers, even numbers. Then we have gold. So gold been catching a strong bid. It did open up, gap up. It has been closed. So this could be profit taking. So let's see. All right, so 3,500. It's a value second level of resistance that markets are going to be, very very focused on. So let's see when when will we reach that level again, because we have reached it back in April, and will we reach it again this month? I do believe so, because this is not going to go away anytime soon. Well, this geopolitical scenario between Israel and Iran, I think it's actually going to get way worse. That's my take on it. Well, we have silver flattish, just basically doing a double doji here. On Friday, it had a very low volume of fluctuation, very low volatility. It's just been idling it's actually bordering the RSI. So no breakout to the upside is imminent. That's what I think. That's my speculation on it. So I'm gonna use the upper Bollinger Band. Since one thing is that because we have we're doing such a flattish volume or volatility, but yet the bands are still expanded. So they're not contracting, meaning that there's still volatility here. So therefore, uh, we are going to be taking a look at that. So I'm gonna use Friday's swing low as a possible level, first level of support, and then the previous swing low from Thursday. Let's see if we'll find that breakout to the upside. Now it could also tank, but I'm just favoring the upside. I could be wrong again. So copper just it had a nice swing to the upside today. So I'm actually gonna leave the same levels that we have. I'm gonna tighten up our support, my first level support, leave that there, and see if we can come in and get another bit. If it continues to pull back, we'll find and let's see if we can find some support on the 20-day moving average or the medium of the Bollinger Band from here rebound. So uh, will it continue to retrace and then from here do this kind of job? That's a possibility. Then we have Bitcoin that it kind of followed gold, so it's still looking to cash continue a bit. I mean, it has recovered what it lost in 3 days, so that was a pretty strong move in there by itself. So let's just use the lower Bollinger Band as our second level, and then I'm gonna use 103 103,000, which is psychological value, and then the 50 moving average as our dynamic level of support. Because if the market continues to move higher, it'll continue to move higher with it. So let's see if the market will find, if it does retraces, we'll find support on that level. Then we have the euro. So the euro is just hanging around. Did open gap down, so we need to see. It has been closed. Does it find a lot of resistance around this level? Well, our second is gonna be Thursday swing high, and then our first one is gonna be Friday swing high. Levels actually no. I'm gonna use psychological round value of 116. See if that will be enough of resistance for it to hold steady there. When I am gonna bring up my level of support to 115, so I'm gonna give it a euro range, and then as far as my second level of support, 114 and a half. That's quite actually is quite low, so I'm gonna bring it a bit higher to 114 700. 700, 114 ish. There you go. Okay, so there we have it. Pound also gap down. It has been closed. Will the direction of it take it lower? I'm gonna use the medium as my first level of support, and then this 2 weeks here is possible probable level of second level support. And the dollar index, well, dollar index open gap up tiny when it has been closed, it's trending lower. Let's see if it'll sustain itself. I mean, because it did open gap up within a gap, well, actually a bit after another gap. So we have two gaps here. So this is actually holding, creating that volume cluster as well. So let's see if it'll hold, if this level will hold as resistance, 98 psychological ground value, and just push the dollar lower. But Donald Trump does want a lower dollar, so that could be the case. That's it for me today. Have a great trading day, and I'll see you tomorrow.